All right, people, here we go. We got this. Look at what we have now on this page. You can refer down to these separations of variables, this little scoring guideline. I'll even put it up here just so we can refer to it and not forget a step. Can we separate our variables? Yeah, and you might be like, well, if I divide through by 5y squared, I have nothing left over here, which you could do. Sadie brought up yesterday that if we're trying to get y by itself, maybe we bring as little over with the y as we can. Could we just divide through by y squared? I'm down with that. You could also divide by 5y squared and get a 1 over here, and that's fine. But I say let's bring as little with us as we could. Let's go ahead and say 1 over y squared dy. And then bringing my dx to the other side would leave me with what dx? 5 dx's, right? Truett, you okay with that, buddy?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Wow, that's great feedback. Okay. Truett, you just got 1 point. Psh. Antiderivatives, 1 point for each side. Boom and boom. You guys, 1 over y squared we could think of as y to the -2. Integral of that, y to the over. So as you are totally welcome to throw that as 1 over y, but what do we have to have out front? Still a negative because of this right here, bud. Yep. Whose derivative is 5? Very good, Truett. Now, Thomas, jumping straight to this, I love that. You rewrote this because we got to plug into this, Thomas. Plugging in with the negative exponent, you guys, is miserable. Thomas went ahead and moved this guy down. Exponent became positive. And then a negative can just go move up to the top. Yeah. Guys, I think the easiest point is now, go plug in your point. What's going to go away? They did it again, Danny. That's what you say, rude. What's so rude? F of x. My x is 0. My y is 3. What's my constant?
Are we able to isolate y, then solve for c?
You are absolutely able to isolate y, then solve for c. Miss Nipel and I both don't do that. We think that this is easier, but you totally can. And I'm happy to go through it that way too, if you want to see it.
Only reason I really do it.
Love it. So if c is -1/3, I'm going to go back to what Thomas had me rewrite it as. Boop, right there. And I'm going to say, all right, -1 over y equals 5x minus 1/3. And we need to get y by itself, you guys. And y is currently in the dumps, literally. How can I get y out of that denominator? Yeah, and I'm going to multiply it. But when I multiply it, I'm not going to distribute it to that right side because I don't want it with multiple things. I need 1y, and I need that 1y by itself. So what would I have left on the left side? -1 equals y parentheses. Yeah, yep. 5x minus 1/3 times that y. Well said, Danny. I knew what you were saying. Can we just get y by itself? Just divide by all that stuffs. And then we're all going to get a little ticked because this is the right answer, but they don't have it over there. They have something equivalent. They have something equivalent. Say that again, Matt.
Wait. E.
You said E. Okay. How would you have gotten a -1 to turn into a 3? What did you multiply it by? Positive or negative?
Negative.
Right. You would have done this. And Matt, we're allowed to do that. And you're like, I want to multiply that by -3. As long as you multiply everything by -3. So a negative times a negative is positive. Okay. On the bottom, a negative times my 5x would get me a -15x. Good. And a -1/3 times a -3 would be a +1. I agree. It's going to be D. That's exactly what the logic that we'd have to go through, though, Matt. You're like, which of these is the same? What would I multiply each thing by to get an answer over here? That's perfect logic. Okay, here we go. Let's separate those variables. This is from the 2015 free response question. Let's separate them. Do you guys want? Okay, yeah. What do we want to do to get that y over here? This one's kind of a lot. Let me write something. Is my original the same as x over 4 times y minus 1? Have I changed anything? Is this the same as what I started with? Does that maybe help us separate variables? Yep, we're going to divide by the y minus 1. What am I going to do with my dx? Move it on over. So we'd have 1 over y minus 1 dy is x over 4 dx. So I divided through by that quantity, and I multiplied my dx over. Is that the same as 1/4 x? I'm not even going to have you rewrite that. That is the same as 1/4, but I don't think it's going to make a difference in here. You okay with separating our variables on that one? This one, they're definitely giving you 2 points for these antiderivatives because this left one is hard. Doable, but hard. So now it says let's get 2 points, one for each of them. Whose derivative, let me just put it this way, is 1 over y? ln. Let's go see if I say ln of y minus 1, if we still get what we started with. So I'm going to just write it, and then we're going to, let's take both antiderivatives, then we'll come back. Antiderivative of x over 4 would become x to the blank over blank. X to the 2 over 8. Well done, you guys. Plus c. How did we go from here to there? We've never done this before. Is the derivative of natural log of this 1 over y minus 1? It is. What's the derivative of the inside? Because we would still need to do chain rule. What's the derivative of y? 1. The derivative of negative 1? So the chain rule is just showing we've got nothing in there. We've got no inner other than just a 1. So we're okay. But they know that this is hard for us to do. If this is the first time you've seen this, you guys, we will see more of this, okay? All right, at this point, let's go plug in our point. So we just got 1 point, 2 point, 3 point. We've got 3 points. We're going to go use that initial condition. That's the fourth point, this point over here, which means plug it in. What's going in for what? 1 for x, 3 for y. So do you guys agree if my y is 3 and my x is 1, we'd have ln of absolute value of 3 minus 1 equals 1/8 plus c. This is why we were allowed to get rid of those bars yesterday. What's 3 minus 1? What's the absolute value of 2? They're going to give you things that are just positive anyway. Okay, that's why we get to get rid of our bars. To get my constant, I'm just going to subtract that 1/8, and it's just going to be ln of 2 minus 1/8. We have no idea what that value is, and it doesn't matter. Okay. Let's go plug in this to my c right here. Boom. We're going to go plug it in. Then we got to get y by itself. Gross. ln y minus 1 is my x squared over 8 plus that c looks a lot. ln of 2 minus an 8th. Anyone? How are we getting that y by itself? Now we got to e it. What were we going to say, Sid? Yes, exactly. E and natural log are going to cancel out, y'all. We get to drop my bars because in this case, my y is positive. It's going to be positive every time, guys. So we get to drop those bars. And we're left with e to all of this stuff. And Miss Nipel, this is where you were talking yesterday.
Yeah.
Yep.
Why do you keep the ln of 2 on that?
That's a great call. That's a great call. Stick with me for right now, and then I'm going to show you another way that we can write it, Finn. Great question. Because we raised e to, and then this entire quantity has to become its exponent. You guys, then it says solve for y. Just get y by itself. What's my final answer going to be? Y equals all that. Love it. E to all that. All that's in my exponent. What about, where's my plus 1? Not in my exponent. Well said. This is a perfect answer. I do need you to know how you could write this if you wanted. Mr. Finn's like, well, wait, I got an E and an LN, and when I had that over here, they canceled out. You're so right. You guys, another way we could write this is e to the x squared over 8 times e to the ln of 2 times e to the negative 1/8 plus 1. The only reason I'm showing you this, Finn, is because to your point, these two can cancel out. What happens, that 2 then becomes my coefficient, and I need you guys to know this is equivalent to e to the x squared over 8 minus an eighth plus 1. Look at what they could do. They could say this 2 could come out front, and therefore that ln is gone. And so they might, as a multiple choice answer, put it this way. We're going to see a couple of these that we can practice this. When you see the e and the ln, this value here could become my coefficient. These two are equivalent.